Let's talk about selling a home in Grand Rapids. This is one of the fastest, most competitive markets in West Michigan, and that gets read as easy money. It isn't. Here's how to price to the comps, what 9 days to pending actually grades, what city buyers pay up for, and how to time your listing. Start with who your buyer is. Grand Rapids is the core of a metro of more than 1 million people, and your listing gets shopped against the entire ring. Wyoming, Kentwood, Granville, and the suburbs past them. From most city neighborhoods, you're inside about 20 minutes of downtown, and that proximity is the thing you're actually selling. Now pricing. The typical Grand Rapids home is valued around $304,000, below the Kent County median of $335,000. The county number gets pulled up by Ada, Cascade, and the rest of the suburban ring. So pricing a city home off a county average will cost you either a buyer or money. Price to close sales inside your own neighborhood. And Grand Rapids is not one market, it's dozens. More than a third of the city's homes were built before 1940. So a bungalow in Creston, a Victorian in Heritage Hill, and a 1990s build on the southeast side trade on completely different terms. Heritage Hill sits inside a local historic district, where exterior work requires a certificate of appropriateness from the city. Your comps have to match your street and your era, not your zip code. So here's what your listing walks into. About 200,000 people, a typical home value near $304,000, against a county median of $335,000, and a median of about 9 days to pending. Metro-wide, there's roughly 1 month of supply, and clean city listings still draw around 5 offers. 9 days is the number that grades your price. That's pending speed on a correctly priced home, not list to close. Region-wide, the typical listing takes closer to a month on market, and once you're under contract, a financed closing usually adds another 30 to 45 days. The hottest band is entry-level, under about $250,000, where more homes sit under contract than are actively listed. Above $500,000 it flips, and those listings average about 31 days. Here's my honest take. Speed cuts both ways here. In a market this fast, buyers know inside a week whether your home is a deal or a problem, and a listing that goes stale in Grand Rapids goes stale in public. You get one clean shot at the first weekend. So what do Grand Rapids buyers actually pay up for? Documented mechanicals, because on housing stock this old, the roof, furnace, and electrical panel are the first 3 questions. Updated kitchens and baths, off-street parking, and a usable garage, which are genuinely scarce on the older grid. A dry, finished basement, and walkable access to a real commercial corridor. Which brings up condition. Metro-wide, the median new construction list price runs about $140,000 above the resale median. So new builds are not your direct competition inside the city. The other resales on your block are, and buyers tour them back to back. Paint, lighting, decluttering, and professional photography are the cheapest dollars you will spend on this sale. Know the short list your buyer is holding. Granville runs near $350,000, Kentwood around $340,000, and Wyoming near $290,000. The city sits underneath the first 2, and that is your advantage, right up until you price into their range and hand your buyer a newer house in the suburbs. Then timing. Spring and early summer pull the most buyers in West Michigan, and the share of homes selling over climbs with them. But at roughly 1 month of supply, a correctly priced city home sells in any season, and a quieter month means fewer competing listings sitting on the shelf beside you. The losing play is listing high in spring and chasing the price down through fall. Before you go live, get 5 things done. Pull closed sales from the last 6 months on comparable streets, not active list prices. Fill out Michigan's seller disclosure statement honestly. State law requires it before the purchase agreement is signed. If your home predates 1978, the federal lead-based paint disclosure is on you as well. Consider a pre-listing inspection, because old mechanicals surface either way. And know your net, because Michigan's transfer tax alone runs $8.60 per thousand of sale price, customarily paid by the seller. And know what you're selling into. The $184 million Acrisure Amphitheater opened on the riverfront this year, Corewell Health keeps building on the Medical Mile, and the 31-acre district around the venue is planned for roughly 1,700 housing units. Demand in this city has a floor. It does not have a ceiling that forgives a bad list price. Sell Grand Rapids with a real number, clean condition, and honest disclosure. And this market will move your home in about 9 days. Reach past it, and the days on market counter will do your negotiating for you. If you want the actual number for your street, let's run it.